Odie, you ready to do this thing? Yeah? Alright, let's go.
Hey everybody, welcome back. This is going to be part 6 of my Joe Room tour videos. And for the final wall of my Joe Room, it's going to be all Cobra! But for this video, I'd like to do something
completely different.
Let's try something interactive. There's a lot of customs on this 4th and final wall in my Joe Room. And anytime that you see a custom that you really like, smash the out of that like button and leave a comment below about which one you really enjoy. As always, I'd like to thank you who are subscribed to the channel and the 30% of you who aren't. I see you. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Okay, we're going to start down here at floor level. What we're looking at here is a Star Wars Episode 3 clone turbo tank. And I felt that this thing kind of had some Terrordrome colors going on. So I customized it, put some Gatling guns on it. The funny thing is that Cobra H.I.S.S turret fits perfectly in the top of that clone turbo tank. So I really just kind of, label slapped it. I just put some custom stickers on it, put a Terrordrome gun on it because I wanted to tie in those elements. And yeah, I just Cobra'd that sucker up. It was pretty fun. Then we have my Cobra hammerhead. Oh, there's one of those. It's incomplete. This Python Patrol stun is incomplete, and it's the only Python Patrol anything that I have. And then there's one of those Halo Mantises. I just kind of stickered it up. But yeah, it's kind of fun. I originally was going to turn that into Metal Gear Rex. I had this lofty idea, and then I just kind of said, I'll back burner that. Ooh. Then I got this cool little tank. I just painted that up, made a custom. This is a Leonard the Core tank body, and put this rad quad missile system on it. That's a fun custom. Another tank. I want to say that's Click and Play. I just made another custom. That is Star Wars Rogue One, one of those Imperial vehicles. And I just put one of the Walmart's Kid Connection kind of howitzers on it, and it's fun. That's another one of those Walmart Kid Connection vehicles. I just sort of customized it a little bit. It's a little Cobra submersible. Next to that, I have this A-Team vehicle. Pretty fun. And then over here is my G.I. Joe General. And that is complete. The lights and sounds work. Let's make sure they still work. Yep, and the lights are off. Turn the lights on, turn the lights off. But yeah, that is one of my generals, and it's right next to my mobile command center from one of my previous videos. Yeah. The next shelf up, we have my Cobra maggot. Didn't have this vehicle as a kid, but I really enjoy it. I know that that vehicle is supposed to be Joe, but it works so well for Cobra. And I got one of those Fortnite troopers to just make great enemy troop builders. So yeah, it's pretty fun. There's everyone's favorite enemy doorstop. And there's one of the Cobra mechs. And there is a built-to-rule Cobra H.I.S.S. This is my Dreadnoks shelf. So we have Thrasher, Dave Kunitz himself, the Thunder Machine, Zartan Swamp Skier with the box and all the stuff, Dreadnoks Cycle. That Zorana, I made that out of Marauders parts. And then there's all the rest of them. Even Road Pig and Crocmaster. Whoa. Swamp Fire. For some reason, this front gun decided to plop off my Swamp Fire, so There we go. I fixed it. I fixed it. Okay, now we're going to start getting into all of my hisses. I will say that I started running out of room on all of these shelves. So I only have so many of my hisses actually on display, but there's a DTC hiss, probably my favorite version of the hiss. Remember, it's hiss, not hiss tank. It's not a tank. It's a high-speed sentry vehicle. This is the modern Walmart retro one. This is my original with the outline numbers. If you know, you know. There's a desert one that I made. Here's a Crimson Guard one that I made. It was kind of fun. I just CG'd it up, but yeah, it's all Crimson Guard. Now, a lot of the numbers that I put on these vehicles, they are nods to things. So the MAM was born in January of 1987, so 87-1, right, the MAM, and then 1985 for, yeah. And then we got some figures kind of tucked away in here. I guess I gotta remember to show, that's my Storm Shadow sword. This is a cane sword. Yeah, pretty fun. But the MAM uses that for her Cobra Commander costuming, but the Storm Shadow sword, I just couldn't pass it up. It has the Arashikage I Ching on it. And there's a few more figures. Most of these are kit bashes. Not that guy. That guy's from Resolute. And then these figures are kit bashes. This is like Major Blood and like his little kit bash bros. They were fun to make. All right, so we'll come over here. This is the San Diego Comic-Con Soundwave hiss. There's the commander in the top. That is the DTC version of the septic tank, which I really like that one. This is one of the modern hisses, and I just kind of, I just painted it, sort of customized it, put some extra armaments on it, put the teeth. But yeah, that one was fun to make. And then here's what it originally looked like. That's another modern hiss. There's another one that I just kind of, painted it, just blacked it out. Put a lot of the Cobra Decepticon logos on it. This is the Shockwave hiss. Again, San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. I really like that vehicle. Another one of the new hisses. There is some weird camera shine, but that is the Built to Rule hiss with Cobra Commander. Right next to that, we have the 2.5-inch Sigma 6 hiss. I really love this vehicle. Lots of toyetic play features on that. The whole back part comes off. It's just really rad. Hiss 2, fantastic vehicle. That is a throne sent to me by Figure Fever. Thanks again, Figure Fever. There's another Hiss 2. There is a Hiss 2 that I actually made, Iron Grenadier. Claw hiss. Back this up a little. That is a Cobra Mamba inspired hiss. I finally got that green hiss, even though it says G.I. Joe on it. It's still a hiss, right? But I finally got that from Justice Curry. So again, thank you, Justice. Got that guy from the 2-pack that came with the Sky Striker. There is the original septic tank. The only time that the hiss is referred to as a tank. There is the modern Hiss 3, Hiss 4, Cobra Asp, and some Fortnite chopper. Okay, up on the wall, very high on the wall, we have the Cobra Black Dragon, the Cobra Liquidator, my original Rattler, my modern Rattler, there is my 4-inch custom mask Venom switchblade. And you can see it is to scale. So I made that out of the chopper that comes out of the modern Rhino and some model kits. There's one of the little bird choppers. Next to the little bird, we have my Cobra Mamba. And then there it is, my complete Cobra Night Raven. Love that aircraft. It's so beautiful. Next to my Night Raven, these are the Buzz Lightyear XL-15 fighters, and I took 2 of them and I made Quietus and Cyclonus. So those are fun to make. Now, next to those, I took 3 G.I. Joe Storm Eagles and I made the Decepticon Seekers in 1/18 scale. So Starscream, Thundercracker, and Skywarp. And these were fun to make. These were some of the first customs I made, but I love them. They just, something about that airframe just lends itself so well for modern versions of the Seekers, which are based on the F-15 Strike Eagle. All right, moving on. And then here we have the Arctic H.I.S.S. And then this is the Megatron H.I.S.S. The Transformer G.I. Joe crossover, or the Mega H.I.S.S. And it scales so well. That's one thing about those crossover vehicles is, you know, aside from a couple little tells, it fits in perfectly. It scales really well. Yeah. Now these are all Joy Toy Mech bays, and I just kind of lined them up like this because I think it just looks good as like a diorama piece. So we got Firefly, Snow Serpent, Rip It, got some other guys. There's a Cobra Invader, Range Viper, some other guys up top. That's the blue Joe version of the Firebat, but yeah, it's still Cobra for me. Got some more Cobra stuff. One of the cool Commanders. That's just like a kit bash guy that I made. Another Firebat that I have. Some more figures. That black Dollar General Cobra is so good. Such a good figure. There's the Pogo. Yep, you know, say what you will about the Pogo. I do like the Invader better, but there's the Pogo. And then that is my bloody suited Storm Shadow. Big fan of that guy. Then we'll move along over here. Got some Red Shadows. Got a custom Red Shadow that somebody made me. And then a bunch of these are just kind of custom, like kit bashes. You can see there's a Death Trooper. There's some others. Baroness. For some reason, I think that the Sienna Miller Baroness looks like she just blends right in with Red Shadows. So, yeah. And then there's a Star Wars mini rig. I made that. Red Shadows. That is one of my Sergeant Savage Iron Panther tanks, and I think I got that from Justice Curry as well, and somebody had already made that Cobra, so whatever, I just kind of went with it. I was considering it, painting it red and making it Red Shadows, but that's a to be determined. There's an Ed 209 right there, because, you know,
the enforcement droid, Series 209.
Why not have an Ed 209? Another Viper just up there, Escape Armor, the original Black Major, that's some more original Red Shadows, another Red Shadow. This was like a Red Wolf that I kind of kit bashed out of a Wild Weasel and a TIE Pilot head. So, you know, whatever. And then there's another vehicle that I kind of kit bashed into Red Shadows. Down here, you have my Rise of Cobra Night Raven that really kind of looks like Firefox. And there's some more figures in the shelf. Moving over again. Got a lot of my Iron Grenadier stuff. And there's just some figures packed in there. I mean, obviously there's a Cobra Commander back there. There's a movie Cobra Commander, Stellar Stiletto. There's one of those black battle android troopers, but he just works so well with Iron Grenadier. And then I had to give him a Marauder's dog. Got this tank from Justice Curry, really awesome. There's G.I. Joe issue 55, which is the Unmaskings, really good issue. Metalhead, more Iron Grenadier. That is a custom, modern, 4-inch Headhunter Stormtrooper. Love it. Another one of those black DG Cobras. This was a Leonard the Corps vehicle, and I made that into Iron Grenadiers as well, just because I like it. I love that hull design, and it lends itself so well for customs. There's one of my Cobra Stuns. There is my custom homage to the unproduced 1995 Battlecorps Rangers Cobra Eel boat. If you didn't see that video, I will link it in the description. There's an eel. For some reason, there's a Street Fighter figure in there. Yep. Night Landing. And then this is based on a Firebat, but this is actually from Kenner VR Troopers. And it's a freaking awesome vehicle. I love it. The wings fold up. They just kind of took that Hasbro design. I mean, this was after Hasbro bought Kenner anyway. And they just ramped it up to the next level, kind of what Palatoy would do with the Hasbro Joe stuff. But that's a real awesome vehicle. Hanging next to the Kenner VR Trooper vehicle is a Claw. Destro's Air Ride. That's just what I'm going to call it. It's a technical term. Another Claw. And then that guy right there. And then Cobra Bunker. That's another vehicle that I customized into Cobra. I think that worked out real well. There's another one of those Fortnite guys. There's a Claw up there on the wall. This is a Star Wars Imperial Troop Transport. I took it, I modified it to transport battle android troopers onto the battlefield. Painted it, you know, battle android trooper, black and yellow, put some red and green and blue accents on it, some of the battle android trooper stickers from Toy Hacks. I really love this vehicle. I was really glad the way this thing turned out. Cobra Sea Ray. There is a line drawing of the Baroness. Piranha. Imp. Oh man, I got a second Parasite? Yep, sure do. That. Stinger with the O-ring Stinger driver in it, and then the modern version of the Stinger driver. This was the G.I. Joe Mega Marine Monster Blaster, and I turned it into like a kind of a Viper, lightly armored, like fast attack vehicle. You can see their backpacks are all on the top there, lined up, ready to deploy them. Holds a lot of figures. It was incomplete when I first got it, and I thought, you know, I'm going to make that a Viper transport. And it worked out really well, I would say. Asp, I have asps everywhere. Another one of those modern ferrets. There is a Cobra Royal Guard.
I know what that is!
The black snake armor. And another trooper just chilling. And then we'll move down here to this shelf. There is another Cobra Cane Sword. My Cobra Earthquake. One of my Cobra Rages. This is the Cobra Steel Crusher from Rise of Cobra, if you remember the whole Paris chase. And I made it into a Mask Venom jackhammer. And I like how that turned out. Another Rage. Sealed and clamshelled San Diego Comic-Con Cobra Commander. Hooded.
Oh man. Oh God. Oh man.
With the podium. Got another one of those. And got some Cobra snow vehicles. Got the Scorpion complete. And then this cool little playset right here. This was like a little kid's underwater adventure thing. Just turned it into like a cool Cobra base, because I really thought that front window just kind of looked like the visor of a Cobra helmet. So yeah, just made a little base out of it. Hi Odie. Hi. This is kind of a bunch of my customizing stuff. It's just a whole shelf. You know, brushes, toothbrushes, clamps, screwdrivers, all my little tricks of the trade, chrome markers, paint pens, super glue, a lot of different paints, spray paints, brush paints, more spray paints. That is an A10 from Suka. Thank you, Suka. I'm still going to work on that project. And then over here is just a bunch of boxed toys. Just boxes and boxes of toys. And it just keeps going. Just more toys, shelves full of toys. A lot of these are for customs. Now these are my O-ring and modern Crimson Siamese twins. I know they're kind of scary to look at, but they were a gift from a friend. There's that super hard to find Renegade Scarlet. But it's just, you know, tons of figures, carded figures. That's another San Diego Comic-Con Hooded Cobra Commander with a podium. That's for a giveaway. More Lightyear fighters, just more custom fodder stuff, boxes of figures, more boxed vehicles. That entire Walmart box is just loose bagged figures. Just army builders galore. And that is the final wall in my Joe room. Yep.
So there you have it for the 6th video in my G.I. Joe room tour series. I might do a 7th one down the road, just kind of going over the items that I picked up since I started my Joe room tour series, because that was about 8 months ago that I put out the first one. Again, the links for 1 through 5 will be in the description of the video below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you didn't, I at least appreciate you sticking around till the end. Don't forget to smash the like button, leave a comment below, let's talk some Joe, and have an awesome day.
Skid Mark, roll that outro.